Hey guys, welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm William Marsh, and this is my childhood. Monster Truck Madness 2, one of the first racing titles I have ever played, and this is sort of that title that ignited my passion for racing in general. Growing up, I was surrounded by racing. I watched Speed Racer growing up. My dad was a big NASCAR fan, and I actually first got Monster Truck Madness 1, and I enjoyed that quite a bit, but then my family decided to buy Monster Truck Madness 2, and it was actually the first title we ever bought online. So we had this, basically, back then there was no order tracking or things like that. They said ships in 2 to 5 business days. And I kept on waiting outside my house for the mailman to bring it in, and it turned out to be about 6 days. But, oh man, I've spent so many years playing this, and then I discovered a modding, but for now, I tried keeping this as stock as possible. And this is so much fun, guys. I know it's not a sim, but this sort of helped make me into who I am now. So I want to show you a little bit of this title, and let's have some fun. So this actually was a title developed by Terminal Reality Inc. And they partnered with Microsoft, and they had this series called the Madness series. They had Monster Truck Madness, they had Midtown Madness, which was a racing game through City, similar to Midnight Club. They also had a title called Motocross Madness, which was actually developed by Rainbow Studios, and that actually was the precursor to MX vs. ATV. And fun fact, Rainbow Studios also did a development on Star Wars Racer Revenge for the PlayStation 2. So it's always interesting hearing about that, but man, this actually runs pretty well for the PC, especially in Windows 10. You do have to download a couple utilities and stuff to make it work ideal. For example, there's something called 3DFX Glide or N-Glide or something like that, and I downloaded that, and that allows you to run it with hardware optimization. So one of my favorite trucks driving in Monster Truck Madness was Gravedigger, so let's start off with that. So 8-hour download on 28.8 modem. Oh man, I do not envy that. It was remarkable though, because considering this was only 300 megabytes. So you download it, and you download it in seconds with my internet. I have 200 megabit connection, so that's literally downloading in about 10 seconds. So 8-hour download in 1998, now it's 10 seconds. Okay, let's go crazy 98, let's go old school. Let's make sure, okay. This supported up to 8 or 7 opponents, so 8-car field, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Sadly, I was not able to get my wheel mapped to it. I'm trying to figure out a utility and map it to a joystick, but I couldn't figure it out. So for now, I'm using the keyboard, old school. It works though. I will say the keyboard utility actually works pretty solid. They dialed down the linearity on it, so you push, you can also maintain the turns. So that's always nice. Right now I'm driving on intermediate mode, so it's definitely easier. You can see the speedometer in miles per hour on the left, so we're going about 60. And then looking behind us, we're sort of leaving them in our dust. Professional does get pretty difficult in this, but oh man, this brings back memories, guys. No corner cut penalties either. It always cracks me up because you see the sign for the NWO wrestling organization. You also see the WCW, which back then did not stand for Women's Crush Wednesday. It stood for World Championship Wrestling, so you can see the sign coming up there. next to that giant dinosaur eating the car. It's just that kind of atmosphere that makes these games so much fun to reminisce on. But back then, they had that wrestling rivalry, and the wrestling was really tied into the monster truck world. For example, there were monster trucks named after wrestlers, such as this one had a truck named Sting, and Bret the Hitman Hart, trucks like that. And I remember seeing those in my childhood. Let's see if I'm fast enough to make the shortcut. There we go, we made the shortcut. But it's funny seeing this is littered with wrestling like jargon and stuff. At the end of the race, you'll see a wrestler just share one of his catchphrases, things like that, and it's just kind of funny seeing. It's kind of shoehorned, kind of goofy, but still pretty fun, and it fleshed out the game, and it was a solid Microsoft-ish title. And then you just gotta love that Army Armstrong commentary. Gravedigger is doing it in the air! And of course that's an obvious innuendo, but 6-year-old me wouldn't know that, and it's just funny looking back. But let's just take a second and look at these graphics. They've held up pretty well considering this game is almost 20 years old. I mean, sure, I'm using that 3DFX Glide utility to help with the hardware acceleration and stuff, but it's not a horrible looking game. If you think about it, there was Gran Turismo coming out around the same time frame, but you gotta admit, the graphics in this look pretty good. As we win the race. But man, okay, so let's see what pops up on the screen. Oh no, did it crash? Well, that sucks. Well, guess not all 90s games are created equally. Let's see. Dang it, it looks like we're gonna have to reboot. Okay, hold on. Technical difficulties, guys. We'll get it sorted. Pardon the extremely messy desktop. Let's just clear that off. Okay, so let's close Monster Truck Madness. Reboot. There we go. Never dull moment, huh? But yeah, I had to run this in administrator mode and also compatibility for Windows XP. So it's just kind of funny how that works. You can see the FMV sequence, and that doesn't age well on the stream. It looks a little better on this. So, Terminal Reality Inc. Man, that looks cheesy for CGIs.
Please fasten your seatbelt. This is going to be a little bit bumpy.
Ah, 90s monster trucks.
Just when you thought you were safe from the insanity, Monster Truck Madness 2.
They just, that over-the-top theatrics mixed with the metal music, it just, you can't help but laugh at that. It's just so freaking goofy. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at the settings. So yeah, we're running in 3DFX. This should be fine. Let's ramp up to the professional mode. I think we can handle it. Yeah! Monster trucks! What's sad is they had this battle mode. You can't go into it unless you're online. And online's dead on this, I believe. But yeah, so let's check. Voodoo Island was always a fun race. So let's go on that.
Ready or not, here we go. Go.
This is definitely tense. With professional mode, a lot more oversteer in this, so it does get a little more difficult to use a keyboard on it as I roll over and get smashed along checkpoint.
How'd you like to see that in your rearview mirror?
Okay, that's interesting angle. Oh gosh.
That should get the attention of Grave Digger.
Okay. We're still in third place, guys. So these races are usually about 4 minutes or so, I think. What the heck is that guy doing? And we're in the lead now.
That's how Piston heads say hello.
Just love that commentary.
Hey, that's coming out of somebody's paycheck.
Hello, new watcher. Hope you're doing well. I am currently reliving my childhood. Monster Truck Madness 2. If you hadn't played this game before, it was one of the old titles that they used to promote Windows 98 on. And that, actually, a demo for this came on the disc, if I remember correctly. So you could play this game, I believe it was Carolina Crusher, at the Crazy 98 circuit. Yeah, Robert. Monster Truck Madness 1 was my first ever racing game. My first ever racing sim that I bought, actually it was my parents bought for me because I was 6 years old, it was NASCAR Racing 1999 season. And that was, basically I didn't know any better. I thought it was just cool to wreck and everything because that had some of the best damage in any racing title, and oh gosh. Oh! Yeah, rest in peace. It's always funny, this game, because when you wreck, you have the option of pressing H to get a helicopter to straighten you out. And then, one thing I liked in Monster Truck Madness 2 was you could press H again to turn off the helicopter. I don't think you could do that in the first one. So immediately once you're on the track, you can just press H and you're good to go. Monster Truck Madness, you had to wait until the helicopter set you down, I think. Whee! Well, yeah, as I was saying, NASCAR 99 was one of my first racing sims that I got. But I didn't really understand the concept of a sim. I just thought, okay, this is a lot of fun. I could wreck and have the crew take off parts, things like that. I don't think I ever won a race in NASCAR 99 because I was 6 years old, didn't really know any better, just thought it was more fun to wreck. And also to kind of destroy Jeff Gordon's paint scheme. Okay, we won!
Total domination, my specialty.
Okay then. Kind of forgot how cheesy that was. And knowing about Hulk Hogan's sex tape and stuff nowadays, that just makes it even more awkward. But oh gosh. Okay, Farm Road 29. Oh yeah, correction. Farm Road 29 was in the demo for Monster Truck Madness 2. The Crazy 8, that was in the demo for Monster Truck Madness 1. So, correction. Okay, so let's take a look. Monster Patrol was another one of my favorites. Great truck, a lot of fun to drive. So, let's turn on some rain. But it's amazing how much weather is in this game. 20 years old, clear, cloudy, foggy, dense fog, rain, snow, dusk, night, pitch black. You don't see these in any other title. I mean, okay, let's just do snow. Snow professional, loose truck. This is going to be good.
Get ready. Go.
It's snowing.
Rampage and Monster Patrol are getting up close and personal.
But yeah, I'm going to say, the graphics for this held up pretty well, all things considered. The trucks, they're modeled in 3D. They have a lot of depth to it. And the textures look pretty good resolution-wise.
How'd you like to see that in your rearview mirror?
So, I gotta say, TRI did a great job making this title way back when.
Bam! Who's been
And then
the heart to
they have the
table?
different camera angles. Oh, you can see the suspension working well too. So the chase far. I used this the most as a kid, I think.
This is where the fear
So there's this
starts.
shortcut.
Execution.
There's this one thing I want to show you though that just cracks me up. So if you crash into the barn,
That's how piston heads say hello.
you can hear an old man screaming, "Hey, you kids, get off my lawn!"
Monster Patrol.
I mean, that just cracks me up because I don't really think of any other game in the 90s that does stuff like that, save for maybe like Monkey Island to add to that immersion, but definitely no racing game. But it just cracks me up because it's that attention to detail, as mentioned before, that adds depth and this air of reality to this. As much reality as driving monster trucks through farmland can actually provide. I know that kind of made no sense. But, man, this is pretty darn smooth. Whoa, whoa, what? What? Back up. And then you hear the train.
Monster Patrol earns the table.
Oh, I got hit by the train! Whoops. Yeah, I would have been dead if that was real life, but okay, let's keep
Break
going.
the heart of any competitor.
Oops.
Monster Patrol is making a move and going for that lead position.
Oh, they both missed the checkpoint. And I missed the shortcut.
Roll over Beethoven.
Love that commentary, guys.
When it's going your way.
But I actually went to a monster truck rally a few years back in my home county fair, and I swear the commentator of that sounded like Army Armstrong. I knew he was a real personality, but hearing that, and I was like, wait, what? Is that really him? I still don't know if it was really him, but it was funny to hear.
Another one finds the dust.
Ah, that train is helping us. But where the heck is first? He can't be still 20 seconds ahead. Okay, 17 seconds ahead. So it looks like we're right now racing for second. I heard the old man again! From here! Maybe that's not as realistic as I thought. Oh, that looks like first place right there. We really cut down the gap, I guess. Maybe he had a train or something. Okay, let's take that shortcut again.
Monster Patrol is making its move.
Oh, come on! He just put me in a tree.
Patrol are getting up close and
Seriously?
personal.
Now it's gonna get close.
You can bet the pack will try to hold Monster Patrol back.
Come on, come on.
Oh, the humanity.
Come on! Make that last turn! We got the win! There we go! Oh, that was a close run. I will take that. Ha ha! Aha! Please don't crash again. Booyah.
Total domination, my specialty.
That's just so cringeworthy. I'm just saying, that is cringeworthy. Okay, let's try something fun, something else now. So, Robert, you were talking about Monster Truck Madness 1. Let's fire that up. Hold on, I have to access it though. So I also have Monster Truck Madness 1 on this. So that could also be fun to see. Objectively speaking, I like more of the tracks in Monster Truck Madness 1 than Monster Truck Madness 2. I just thought they were more fun, had more depth, things like that. So, firing up Monster Truck Madness 1. Also, it had less of that Monster Truck mentality. Or that, not Monster Truck mentality. It had less of that World Wrestling mentality. Okay, so races. So you still have Bigfoot, Boogie Van, Carolina Crusher, Gravedigger. So you had about 11 trucks in the original game. Power Wheels, I liked that. I mean, it's flames on a monster truck. Where can you go wrong? So we were talking about being able to fly over a volcano. So let's give that a try. That was a Yucatan Adventure. One of my favorite tracks in the entire Monster Truck franchise. So, okay, that's 8 trucks. Race, that should maximize.
Get ready.
There we go. It's funny though, because Monster Truck Madness 1 had better compatibility than Monster Truck Madness 2. I didn't need to download any third-party applications or anything to get it working properly. So that just cracks me up. I mean, sure, we're losing a bit of that navigation finder on top right. I don't really know how to get rid of that top bar, but I mean, look, even Monster Truck Madness 1 holds up pretty well. Look at that texture of the dashboard and the dials. Looks good. For a game made in 1995 or 6, I believe, as I wreck. Whoops. And look at the frame rate. Pretty good. I should have turned up the difficulty, though. So, Robert, this track is for you if you're still here. And gotta love that polka music. I believe that was the song that always played when you had no disc in. When you had the disc in the game, then you got the better music. So this was always the cheesy music that encouraged you to put the CD in. I won't call it anti-piracy because they promoted that you do the complete install, which allows you to play the game without the disc, which I always enjoyed. So you could play Monster Truck Madness 1 and 2 without the disc in the late 90s, which was a nice act. But yeah, definitely Monster Truck Madness, one of the formative titles for my passion for racing. And this was, as mentioned before, I had the first one. I don't think I have the disc anymore, unfortunately, because it's been about 20 years. But I still really enjoyed it. Oh, the brake assist is on. That sucks. But yeah, so this was definitely one of my like big titles growing up, and man, it still looks good. Hello, Inferno99. Hope you're having a great day. We are reliving my childhood through Monster Truck Madness. We were playing 2 earlier. I might go back in a minute because I want to show you some cool features. So, with this, we have some of the old tracks. But one thing I love is you can add them to Monster Truck Madness 2. So I'll do that in a few minutes. And we can have a little bit more fun driving some of my favorite tracks in my favorite version of Monster Truck Madness. Because as good as Monster Truck Madness 2 was, you didn't drive on a volcano. Granted, driving on a volcano in real life, that would burn your tires and likely kill you from the heat and everything, but in this, you still survive. So, definitely some more outlandish ideas in this original Monster Truck Madness, but oh, it still holds up really well. And then we're gonna come up to this airport, and what I used to always do growing up is I would run into the back of those planes, hoping that they would just take off and fly. But unfortunately they didn't, and I was kind of disappointed. But that would have been hilarious. So yeah, I come up on the left is the airport with the helicopters. The original Need for Speed on 3DO. Yeah, I heard that 3DO had better graphics than the PS1 and was just a better title in general, but definitely Need for Speed. I never drove that one as a kid because I was like a baby in those years, and I heard great things about the original Need for Speed. My first Need for Speed title would have been Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 for PlayStation 2. The first one I owned myself would have been Need for Speed Underground 2, because I didn't get a PS2 until around the early mid 2000s. So yeah, we won by a full minute and a quarter over Overkill. Boom. Okay, let's see if we can get the content for Monster Truck Madness 2. So there was this website called mtm2.com. It's still live. So if we go to tracks, there are all of the mods available. So let's type in mtm. There should be let's see. Monster Truck Madness 2 mtm.pod. So the modding in Monster Truck Madness, it was supported by pod files. So you would add that to your folder and then modify this file called pod.ini. So you could add the content through that. But I could have sworn that this was here. So let's look up Monster Truck Madness. Nope. So let's go back to 98. Let's take a look at that. So someone made a 98 version of the Yucatan Adventure, but I want to show you the classic tracks. So where the heck is it? Original tracks. Hello, Robert Van Steinschwager. How are you doing today? I swear I can... It was around. So let's just take a look at the help page. They might have something around here. No. $97 should be there. Oh, wait, is it stock tracks? Oh, I think we found it. Yes, we found them. What's the difference between 9 and 9 versus 8 and 8? Or 8 and 1, 9 and 9. So let's go with 8 and 1. That should work. So game.zip. Hold on a second. So we got the zip with the original tracks. So what you do is you go into the Monster Truck Madness folder, drop game.pod into it, so that will bring us to that. So let's go to pod.ini. Oh wait, crap, wrong folder. That's Monster Truck Madness 1 folder. So let's go C, Program Files 86, Microsoft Monster Truck Madness 2, paste, there we go. Except, unfortunately, this tends to have some issues with pod ini. So let's edit it in our desktop first. I know this is a little boring right now, but it's going to be worth it. Oh, wrong file. So let's take a look. Pod ini. Copy to desktop. Okay, so you see 19 on this. So let's make it 20. The file is called game.pod. So we can add that. Game.pod. Save that. Exit. Drag to our Monster Truck Madness 2 folder. Replace. Then that should be good. So let's fire up Monster Truck Madness 2. And we should be good. Huh. Old PSVR slot card game. Unfortunately, I don't have the PSVR, or else I would check that out. Okay, so let's... Another one of my favorite tracks are trucks, Black Stallion. So if we go into races, let's take a look. Yep, they are here. So Crazy 8, Canyon Adventure, Round and Round, Winding Ways, Mud Pies, Arizona, Yucatan Adventure, and Highlands Rally. That's all 8. So definitely nice seeing all of these here. So I don't believe these are also converted to go to the higher standard, but let's take a look. So let's do a cloudy race. 8 components, or 8 opponents, and see how this looks. Looks good. I gotta say that. It looks decent. Smash the trucks. Has the old school Monster Truck Madness 1 song. The metal. You can't stop the metal. I did try the PSVR at a Best Buy stand though. It was a lot of fun. I do like the Oculus Rift a little more though. But I want to get the PSVR because Ace Combat 7, Gran Turismo Sport, going to be a lot of good titles for it. But yeah, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. Would you like to see me cover more retro titles? I also have ones such as the original NASCAR racing titles. I believe I have almost the entire collection except for NASCAR Legends. I have NASCAR Racing 1, 2, 3, 4, NASCAR 1999. I have 2002, 2003, just not NASCAR Legends. Looks like the AI is having some trouble. Star Fox graphics-wise. Are you talking about the Nintendo 64 version, or are you talking about the Super Nintendo? But I gotta say, this still looks good. Relatively speaking, I should say, of course. I mean, yeah, the tracks fit in pretty well. I bet the newer versions that were third-party modded would look great too. Yeah, N64 version I sort of figured after saying what I did. Yeah, Super Nintendo was definitely not up to snuff, but oh man. I used to always try to jump on top of those grandstands. I don't remember if I ever did, but I used to try. Hey, Sergeant Arse Kicker, how's it going, man? Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Monster Truck titles. And I just added the not third party, but Terminal Reality. They uploaded the original Monster Truck Madness tracks to add to Monster Truck Madness 2. So you could drive all the classic tracks in the new title. Which, I gotta say, that's pretty awesome. Because that just extends longevity, but also compatibility for mods. That's pretty awesome, even way back when. Yeah, looks like we're going to take home the win again. When I was practicing, I actually lost a few races because I was dialing into controls. Because you can make it more sensitive or less sensitive. Please don't be Hulk.
You were flying to the finish line.
Okay, that was slightly better than Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Just gotta love that intro song. It's just metal. Hold on. So we won 14 seconds ahead of Nightmare. Oh, wait, no. That's the fast laps. We won 3.5 minutes ahead. What? I guess they all got stuck? So let's take a look. We did Yucatan Adventure, Arizona. Okay, Hollywood Hogan. This is just funny. But yeah, Inferno 9, did you know they're still making mods and stuff to this day for this title? It's like, what? That is incredibly long longevity. But also that kind of speaks to the volume that there wasn't much in the way of a good quality monster truck title. Because after this, TRI went to make 4x4 Evolution and 4x4 Evolution 2, and those weren't as good. And then they folded, or it was either folded or they got absorbed by Amazon or by Activision or something like that. And then Rakes of Rods, they used that freeware title, added content to it, and made that into like a spiritual successor. I've heard things about Beam NG Drive being a solid monster truck title, but just compared to Monster Truck Madness being a full-fledged monster truck racing title, I don't think anything even comes close right now. I remember Matt Cowie, he was a modder for R Factor 1. He tried his hand at a Monster Truck Madness, or not Monster Truck Madness, but a standard Monster Truck mod for R Factor 1. And it was okay, it just always felt a little weird, because I don't think the physics engine for R Factor really supported those kinds of vehicles. But now, maybe R Factor 2 can see monster trucks sometime. Come on, Studio 397. But yeah, so yeah, the monster truck or monster jam titles weren't really good in my opinion. They felt more like a cash cow, because in America there is still this sort of culture for monster trucks and also jumping over trains, I guess. But I've seen like events, and I'll say, looking at the Vegas finals or something, that's almost more packed than a NASCAR race nowadays. And you see these trucks that are 10,000 pounds and they're flying 30 feet in the air. I mean, you gotta admit, that kind of redneck in you just comes out. You're like, yeah! So, I know monster trucks and that kind of racing aren't for everyone, but it's still a remarkable feat, technologically, seeing a truck that's 10,000 pounds and almost 2,000 horsepower flying 30 feet in the air. You gotta give them credit. That is at least sort of an engineering feat. And it's funny though, because think late 90s. Those monster trucks were nowhere near what they are today. And we're seeing like Monster Truck Madness. Imagine when that came out, people were like, oh, these monster trucks are just so outlandish, they're flying 30 feet in the air. I mean, they can't do that. And now it's like, oh, that's child play. Watch me do a double backflip. Funny how things change over the years. But yeah, it's funny though, because this polka music is weird. Whoops, as I hit the wall. But I gotta admit, I kind of like it. And definitely, it's goofy, but it gets catchy. Another interesting thing I want to show you is the damage modeling on this. So, there's damage modeling for the trucks. Press one key, you're fixed. Talk about good insurance. Okay, so make the corner. There we go. Right. The steering for this is pretty intuitive with the keyboard. As mentioned before, I wasn't really able to get the steering wheel working because A, it's using two devices and I don't know how many axes it supports, but I might try to look up the utility and see if I can get this working with the wheel, because I know this supported early force feedback wheels. Also, another video I'm looking to do is I actually found a Logitech Driving Force Pro today. Old wheel, but still a good one. I found one in the box. It wasn't sealed in box, but it was still in box. I found it for $25. Great deal for one of the first wheels that could handle 900 degrees of rotation. So I want to do this short video seeing how well that wheel works today. No, it crashed again. Boo! Boo! Hate it when that crashes because even though the menu shows up, it's like, I think I heard a dune buggy before. Okay, so I might run a couple more races and then call it. But, man, childhood, right? Fun. I might do another video showcasing NASCAR Racing 1999 season because that was my first sim that I owned. And see if I can actually drive well in that now compared to when I was a kid. But definitely, I would be interested in seeing and hearing what title you would see or you would like to see me do a retrospective on. Because I have a lot of retro titles lying around, so why not put them to good use and see if you can run them on Windows 10. So definitely interesting. But look at this truck list. It's always interesting because you see Stinger, which is a monster truck shaped like a scorpion with Sting on the hood and on the side. Outsiders was, I guess, this NWO wrestler or just an NWO themed truck, but I mean that just looks like so metal. Then we have our Snakebite was an old school monster truck. Samson, another classic. Rampage, Overkill. I think I preferred Overkill in Monster Truck Madness 1. I'm not a big fan of the purple look. Nightmare. Monster Patrol, one of my favorites. Hollywood Hogan, we just drove with that when he was with NWO. Gravedigger, classic. I actually met Pablo Huffaker, who's one of the drivers for Team Gravedigger. Great guy. Firestone Wilderness, classic. Executioner, Carolina Crusher, Bulldozer, Bret the Hitman Hart, Boogie Van, Black Stallion. Oh, my key just popped off. Bigfoot, basically the quintessential monster truck back then. Now that would be Gravedigger most likely. Barefoot. I see what you did there. Hey Austin, how's it going, man? But yeah, oh man, I actually got this the year it came out, so it's like, oh, my childhood, yes! But yeah, it's funny because there's so many Gravedigger mods. It's awesome. And now there are so many different Gravediggers. There's Son of a Digger, there's that female driver who drives Gravedigger, there's Gravedigger the Legend, there's the normal Gravedigger, all of that, and it's like, losing track, man! Okay, so let's see. There was Sidewinder Canyon. You can uncover a hidden track in this race. So let's do that. I will try to remember where it is. I'm going off of memory. But I believe it's after 4th checkpoint, where if you find a certain point, it's a shortcut. And you cross a bridge, and you earn this track. So let's see if we can find that. How much the game is now? I would say it's tough to say because I find it unlikely you're ever going to get the classic like new in box, but you might be able to find it on Amazon or something. I find it unlikely that it's going to be on Steam because it was an official Microsoft title. So if they ever did re-release it, I would say that you can maybe find on the Windows Store, but I don't think that they can get the licensing to re-release. However, this is abandonedware now. So, yeah, as Austin mentioned, you can go to mtm2.com and you can download the game for free. And it also provides an instructional guide on how to get it working. They recommend adding a community patch for HD support. I did not go with that. Oh, here's the shortcut. So you slow down, turn, and it's this hidden path. Granted, you likely sacrifice a race win for this, but you see over on the right, there's that gate. Go over the bridge. The torture room. Such an epic name for a monster truck racetrack. No. No. Whoops. Okay, let's have the helicopter take us back. I don't think we can salvage the win, but we might be able to make it to a decent finish. Okay, so 5th checkpoint. Yeah, we're in last place right now. It's going to take a miracle for us to win. But, okay, we didn't. Yeah, we couldn't win. We were just way too far off. But I'd say it's worth it to finish an 8th to unlock that extra track. But yeah, so I'll provide a link below in the description after this stream ends. And also can add it to the comments later on. And that's for mtm2.com. So it's also a simple address, so you can check it out. But that's the best way to download it right now.
Next time, bring on a steel chair.
Those Hogan moments, so much cringe. I'm just saying. So much cringe. Okay, so we have to quit the game, reopen it, and we'll have the torture room. Gotta love administrator mode. So I'll run a race in the torture room, and I think that'll wrap up the stream. And later on, I'll maybe cover some other titles, but I just wanted to do this for fun and just goof off a bit. So, torture room. I'd say that, let's see. What truck to use? I think the Outsiders is fitting for torture room. That just looks like a torture room truck. So, or torture pit, I should say. So this is definitely the weirdest track in all of Monster Truck Madness. I mean, just look at it. It looks like the 9th Circle of Hell as I smash Boogie Van. Whoa. Okay, we are not getting out of that. It's not letting me out. We glitched the game, guys. We glitched the game. Whoops. Let's go back. Okay, let's try this again. We glitched the game once. Let's try to win this time. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where am I? Okay. Whoa. We totally missed the second checkpoint. Seriously? Guess we're in trouble now. Dang it! Okay, so Oh, that truck is totally upside down. So this is a 10-lap race. So we're not out of it, guys. We are not out of it. We're in 7th out of 8, but we have 9 laps. Or 10 laps. Or 9.5. Let's just go with that. Okay. Wait, we're in 3rd already? Dang. I guess the AI is kind of garbage. Oh, that truck flipped. Up to 2nd now. Come on. Climb, climb. Whoa. And we rolled. Okay, just imagine a monster truck game in virtual reality. Just imagine how that would be. Just flying through the air, flipping, rolling like that. Oh. Hello, Faisal Aslam. How's it going? So we're in the lead. That's good. We went from last to first in 2 laps. But just imagine this online. Oh gosh. That would be brutal. Yeah, Austin, random question. Did you ever get this working with a wheel? Because I was trying mapping it with my Fnatic and the Fusing Belt pedals. I don't know if this supports multiple devices. So do you know of any utilities that could work with matching like 2 devices into 1 controller? I was experimenting with Joy to Key, but that I don't believe can do linear controls. So just want your input on that. If he's still there. Yeah, I mean, that would be a lot of fun. Just put together this online league and get wheel pedal support. So I might try to look into seeing how to set up a wheel and pedal, because this is still a great game even when it's nearly 20 years old. I mean, how many 20-year-old games can you think of that have aged this well? Not many. Because this was the era of like Wolfenstein 3D, possibly Doom, games like that. Whoa, whoa! But this is like full legitimate 3D. Solid 3D modeling. Whoa. Ow. So I think I'm going to run one more race after this, and then we can wrap up the stream. But I would love to hear what title you would like to have me take a look at. And like maybe classic sim title. So type it in the comments and I'll see A, if I own that, B, if I don't own it, how I could own it. I might take a look at also some classic games like for the SNES, because there were titles such as Ayrton Senna's Monaco GP or something like that. So there was that racing title. Or Super Monaco GP. That's regarded to as one of the first major sim titles. So I might try doing a retrospective series about what titles helped build sim racing into what it is today. So I think that might be a fun thing to take a look at. So what title would you like to have me examine? God, that spike. That would just kill you. Because that would go through the windshield. Yeah, this is like the 8th circle of health, or the 4x4 circle of health. Right as we're talking about health, bam! Who's passing out the hearts and the halos? Funny. Very funny army officer. Okay, last lap. Let's get through this. And then we should be good. Whoa. Ow. We win! Easily. Oh, that boogie van speed up. Okay, one more race, and then we're going to wrap it up. But let's make it a long race. Please don't crash. We're good. Please not Hulk. Please not Hulk.
You've mastered these monsters.
Okay, that's better than Hulk Hogan. Much better than Hulk Hogan. Every time he's on the winning sequence, it's like, cringe. Okay, so let's see. Tumbleweed Flats, Breakneck Ridge. We did Canyon, we did Voodoo Island. Let's do Highlands Rally. 4 laps. That should be about 12-minute race. So Classic Monster Truck Madness 1. Now, this was a fun long race, and one thing that cracked me up is there's a soccer field on this track. So you can play soccer with monster trucks. Yeah, it's funny because that's almost like a maze. You can get lost there too, but oof. Oh, gotta love low quality, like Celtic-ish polka music. So painful, it's actually good. Whoa! Don't roll. Whoa! What cracks me up is there's also this on the original website, which you can still get through, I believe, on web.archive, or the archive website. You can download this new announcer pack where Army Armstrong will say other stuff like, Bigfoot is opening a big can of whoop ass. And it's like, really? You can download that? And it's like, yeah, that's pretty epic. So that gets me wondering. I wonder if you can create your own spotter, like not spotter, but your own commentary pack. Oh my god! It's a Loch Ness Monster! We found her! We found Nessie! We did it! So I guess this is Scotland. Aye. Yeah, the handling for these trucks pretty good, but also I'd say naturally it can be difficult with the keyboard. You want to have an analog controller. Don't have one at the ready right now, so drive with what we have. So in a minute, let's see. If you take this left turn that's coming up, so here's the start finish line. Turn left here and drive. It's a soccer field! So you can relive your own Top Gear challenge here. So hit the soccer ball. Note it doesn't roll. It just is there. And you can hit it through the goal. We scored a point. So let's go and win this race. Kind of disappointing that the AI isn't as good on the first Monster Truck Madness tracks, but I can understand it's not first-party content. I believe there are some third-party tracks that actually work well. So I might do some research and compile a list of some of my favorite content. So that could also be a fun thing to showcase. But yeah, man, Monster Truck Madness brings back memories. Also, there actually was a sim attached to Monster Truck Madness 2. It wasn't total hardcore sim, but there was kart precision racing, which was simulating some of the old 90s kart era. So it had an actual racing simulator that you can use. I never actually bought that game, but I heard good things about it. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's make the corner. Whoa, and we spin. Every spin is an opportunity to have fun. Fall down a cliff that would likely hurt your back. So after this race, I'm going to wrap up the stream, but definitely a lot of fun, guys. As I wreck. Helicopter. So in this, you get a pterodactyl. That is epic. And we're going. But yeah, pterodactyl instead of a helicopter. I mean, that is as absurd as monster trucking can get. There's Nessie. She hasn't moved. Should we take her to a vet? And also on top of that is the Loch Ness monster a boy or a girl? I mean, how do you check those things? Floating sign. Ah, the 90s. But yeah, so as mentioned before, this title had a lot of content for being 200 megabytes, and even when you add in all of the Monster Truck Madness 1 tracks, that's another maybe 25 megabytes or so. So it's like, you get a lot of content in a small package. Especially for the visual quality, because 200 megabytes, small, but solid. Okay, lap 34. 3 minutes, 42 second lap. 44. Okay, we're about to lap Snakebite. He's supposed to turn there. Ow. Yeah, that truck's munched up. Let's use our insurance policy. Press the X key, and we're repaired. So you can turn crash damage off or on. I'll find to have it on, and sometimes I'll just fix the truck in the middle of a race. Another car wrecked. So we've lapped that car. Or truck. So we've lapped 7th place. So I'm curious about that shortcut, so I might take it next lap. Whoa. Almost rolled there, I think. Oh, another wreck. Oh, whoa, we just threaded that needle. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we might need to call a vet for Nessie, guys. She ain't moving. Anyone have a number for a local vet? And by local, I mean one in Scotland. Oh, those signs. How the heck did that sign get up there, though? I'm overthinking Monster Truck here. Imagine driving a rally title with monster trucks. That would be intense. Ow. It's like right 5, left 3, over the minivan, left 5, over a 30-foot gap, to finish, to explosion. Man, it's fun reliving these memories, though. Last lap, guys. So let's test out that shortcut. But the weird thing is that checkpoint is past that shortcut entry point. So I think we might need to go through that checkpoint, make a U-turn, and then take that shortcut. And he's in the wall, I guess. Okay, so yeah, you see checkpoint 2. Let's do this. Reverse. Turn. There's another bit of the course. Power slide in the monster truck. There we go. There's the third checkpoint. I have no clue if it's quicker or slower, but we made it. Almost through. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we took a hard landing, but we're okay. Guys, I think Nessie's dead. Rest in peace, Nessie. Don't know when you were born, but I guess died in, would this be 1995, 98, or 2017? Because this track came out in 1995, the Monster Truck Madness 2 came out in 98, and we're playing this now in 2017. So, not sure when it would be official time of death for Nessie. Because who knows, maybe she was floating dead in that lock for 20 years. Man, so much debris. All right, we have made it through the race. Boom. Yeah. Please don't be Hulk.
You're the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Just like me.
Okay. I do not know who that wrestler is, but slightly less cringy than Hulk Hogan. So we took home the win. Looks like a good 42 seconds above Bulldozer. So did pretty well. So I think I'm going to wrap up this stream. A lot of fun reliving my childhood. We'll maybe do more of these classic streams in the future, but for now, I am just going to let you guys enjoy this game. I'm going to put a link below in the description to show off Monster Truck Madness 2 and where you can download it. Hey, sim enthusiasts, you caught me right as I'm wrapping up the stream, but you can rewind. Remember that there's the DVR functionality. So I am going to provide a link below in the description and also in the comments once this video is finished processed, and that will show where you can download this game. A lot of fun if you want to relive a classic-ish racing title with monster trucks and wrestlers. So for now, I'm going to wrap this up. For Sim Racing Paddock, I'm William Marsh, and you have a great rest of your day.